Welcome back, my little frugaloids. Hope you're enjoying the ride. Angry Johnny here, Thoth Trades. If you go back and watch some of the previous videos, how I outline the move that is taking place right now, we have came down into this imbalance. We've wicked, as you can see right here, into this imbalance in this gap here. We've taken out this sell side, which is this long wick here. We've taken it with this wick. So after that happens, like I've stated before, we usually will get a retracement to the upside. And I still have that news high marked out. If you watch some of the other videos, this is when DJ Teach spoke, and they will usually go back to attack those highs. So we've got a retracement up. Don't get too excited. Don't go all in on buys just yet. But we are going to see some higher prices. We could keep moving forward to take out this high. We could stop right here in this inefficiency and roll back over. You don't really know until the day of. But that's my thought on this. Let's drop down on XRP into a 1 minute chart. If you notice today, we expanded high out of that area. Now we started doing this consolidation again, right? Like I've stated before, usually when you get these consolidations like this, you will get an expansion again from the high or the low, right? Kind of like how we did here. Super expansion to the high. Out of this line here, this is that inefficiency. So we could keep going up on XRP to attack these highs right here. And go for that news high. But you have to be nimble and you have to be careful, because a lot of times what will happen is they will drop it lower first. We have this imbalance. See this? All these huge green up candles. So we might go down first to get people into shorts selling. And once we come back and rebalance this area right here, then we could see a retracement higher to take out these highs. But like I said, you have to wait and see, make your own decisions. So now I want to take you over to, let's go to Bitcoin real quick. These are just my thoughts. We're going to go back to that daily chart. And as you can see how we've came down, kind of similar to XRP, we've came into this inefficiency, into this gap. That's what this is. It's imbalance. We've wicked it twice. Once there, twice there. See that? There's a wick there on this one and a wick there. So we've hit this 2 times. That's why we probably had that strong expansion out. A lot of times when you barely hit these things, you will see an expansion to the up or the downside. This case, up, because we wicked it to go up. Now we're kind of back into this inefficiency here on Bitcoin, but we still have this news high, which we could be targeting, we could go for. But I would be careful in the area that we are in right now. We could blast up and take that out, or we could reject right here and go lower. So I want to take you back to the 1 minute chart on BTC. And we're going to look at today. And as you can see how we had this consolidation area, and they waited until the evening session to expand higher. The evening session, as I talked about before, usually is around like 1:30 after lunch. So we've expanded higher in the evening session, and then we also had some news. I believe it was at 2 o'clock. Let's check real quick. Go to your Forex Factory. I hope you've gotten that. I've talked about it numerous times. Yes, 2 o'clock. It was FOMC meetings. And while we're here, tomorrow, Thursday, we got some CPI numbers, which, you know, can make some moves. And then Friday, we have the FOMC and PPI. So we could have some big moves for Thursday and Friday. So let's go back to the chart. And now we have this huge expansion, this inefficiency. We've ran up here. So we could keep going higher to take out that news high as I showed you on the higher time frames. But just be careful if you see this kind of drop down into this area and go into the midpoint of this inefficiency right here. So tomorrow, what I'm saying is, if you see this, or tonight, drop back down into this area, into the midpoint of this area right here, we could see a bounce off of that to go higher. But if we blow right through it, we could start seeing lower prices. So now I want to take you over to the NAS. We're going to go right back to the daily chart once again. And as you can see, we did the same thing on the NAS. That's why all these markets are correlated, okay? So today, we had this huge expansion up, but you see how we wick back down kind of toward that inefficiency that we did before. We didn't take out this low yet, right here. We started the expansion up, blowing through this inefficiency. So now we're at the very tip of this inefficiency here. You see that? We're at the last bit of it. So the markets will usually go back and fill these imbalances like we've talked about before, and then they will react. They'll either keep blowing through the inefficiencies, which is a sign that we're going to target this high, this same news high right here, or we could hit this inefficiency and slam lower to target these lows, this low here and this low here. You just have to wait and see. But these are my thoughts on what's going to happen. And we'll just drop down to a 1 minute chart on the NAS again. See how we expanded here. This is that huge move up today. So like I said, we're kind of getting sideways again. So we could do a pump up first to get everybody thinking it's still going up and then drive lower into this inefficiency, or we could start out going lower into this inefficiency and then resume higher. You just have to wait and see. Play. You know, you want to react to the markets. You can speculate. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just speculating on what's going to happen, what I see. So when that day comes, if I see those signatures in price, that will give me an indication where the market is likely going to go to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. On the next video, if you're going to watch, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start a simple process. So if the people who really want to learn how to trade, where you can make money when the market goes up and you can make money when the market goes down, not just buying and holding. I'm going to start a learning series where I'm going to take you from step 1 all the way up. Now that doesn't mean you're going to be profitable. I'm not saying that, but I'm going to show you some easy ways where you can start to watch price and get a good idea of where the price is going to head next. So look out for that video. Hope you like this one. Thanks for watching. Wacka wacka. Squawk!